the cloud. There you go. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Bob with Century 21 Jordan Lane. And I got my partner over there, Mitch Matsunami and Shanna. Good morning. We're going to be doing a Google My Business or Google listing overview to talk about why it's so important to have your Google listing updated and managed, especially trying to become relevant in the age of AI, especially Google's AI search now. Now people can search instead of traditional, decide they want to go on google.com and select AI search and ask a question and get an answer back as AI or ChatGPT answers. But then what happens is it's not showing your websites in a traditional manner. So let's get right to it. I'm going to share my screen to desktop 2, not desktop 2. Make sure I share the right desktop 1. Okay. And we are going to move. Can you guys see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get rid of all of this. You should be on a Zoom screen.
It shows the Zoom screen. Yeah,
There
correct.
you go. Okay. Let me get rid of this. Don't want that. 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 And don't want that. There
Hey,
you go.
Bob, can we make some hats like Shanna's hat? I like that with the Century 21 square in the middle.
I didn't see her hat. Let
Oh,
me,
sorry.
where is she at?
It's
Well,
the
because there she is. Participants.
with the square logo. I know you have the logo.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Okay, so Google My Business. So what I did is I figured, you know what? Let me go into Google's AI mode. And I figured, you know what? Let me have AI tell me, Google's AI mode, tell me what somebody needs to do if they're a Century 21 agent to optimize their Google listing. So I am going to give me 1 second here. Um, There we go. Okay, so Google listing optimization. So what it did is it gave me a suggested roadmap as an initial setup, ongoing optimization, and AI search consideration that Century Realtors can follow to update their Google listing. So if it makes sense, this is what we're talking about. So I'm going to go through this, and then we're going to go into a Google business profile to show you what everything does and how it works. Plus this PDF, if you notice, there's links. So what I did is when I created this document, I made sure that I left all the reference points. So when it's talking about, hey, Google only displays verified businesses when users search. Okay, so if you have a Google listing and you haven't verified it yet, or you have a Google listing that says, hey, I'm having trouble verifying, you need to get it verified because, like it says here, Google will only display verified businesses. I know a lot of you have tried to create a Google listing and somehow needs a verification or needs an update or needs a video for verification. Yes, in the old days, it would just send you a text code or a postcard in the mail and you were done. Nowadays, it says, hey, can you please upload a video? And the reason it's doing that is because with more and more businesses getting online, it wants to make sure, Google does, that you are actually a legitimate business in the United States. So if your location shows you're in Porterville, California, or Dinuba or Fresno, it may ask you, hey, take a video of your location. Show me the front of your building, your business. Show me your office. Show me your printer and etc. All the tools that you would use as a business to run your business because it wants to make sure that you are not somebody fake trying to create a fake profile. So and for some reason, if you submit a video and it doesn't go through properly the way you want, and they want more information, it is up to you to make sure you stay on top of that. I've had so many real estate agents that submit once and then they're just asking for other information. And I already submitted it and this, and then they forget about it. Well, you are never going to get verified if you put it on a back burner. You're also putting your business on the web on a back burner. So you got to keep with your due diligence and figure out what's going on, why it's not doing it. And nowadays, Google just did an update where if for some reason your website is rejected or something, or there's something missing, it'll tell you what it is. Before you didn't know. Now it will let you know this is exactly what's wrong. So you got to stand. Everybody that's done that and stayed on top of it and provided the content, the videos, and the information they wanted, finally got it approved. So just an FYI, I just want to make sure that you understand that. So what you want to do is if you don't have one, you want to claim it. Then you want to make sure that your information is completely filled out. And we're going to go through that. Also, you want to make sure that you choose the right categories. Some of you select probably 100 categories, descriptions, and you're not an expert on any of them. So what I suggest is pick three major categories that is your primary categories and focus on those. Try to be an expert on those three categories. Like it says, for Century 21 Realtors, make real estate agency, if you're a brokerage, or real estate agent as your primary. Of course, it makes sense. Okay, secondary relevant could be, hey, you are a real estate consultant. And if you're a developer that likes to do flips and etc., you could technically be considered then you can say as my other category could be real estate developer because most of the stuff that you do in real estate will all fall under real estate agent. Buyer's agent, home buying services, home valuation, all fall under that. And then consultations fall under a different category. So Google My Business allows up to 9 secondary categories, but only choose those that are accurately describe your service. Don't just pick any. I'm just going to keep adding them because you got to remember when you pick these categories and then you add services within those categories, you got to put descriptions in there now. And the biggest mistake most agents make is they put those categories, put the services, they never update the services. They never put in the description of those services, or they'll just put in something real quick, one sentence, just so they can get it done, and then never touch it forever. Okay, second thing is you have to define the service and the areas. So if you serve clients across multiple neighborhoods, specify your service area instead of a single address. Adding attributes like women owned, and we're going to go through all of these. If there's appointments required, all the different attributes on your Google listing have to be updated. Okay, can't focus that enough. Then when you write descriptions, you want to make sure that you write key-rich descriptions. So it would be like if description summarizing Century 21 Realtor specializing in Los Angeles residential and luxury properties. It is still very nice description plus also keyword rich description. Just focus on that when you're writing these. Why it matters on Google? Because Google uses relevance, distance, and prominence to rank. So making sure your profile is complete, making sure you choose the right categories, and verifying your business improves your relevancy and prominence in your area. Okay. Then that would be your first week. If you set up your Google My Business brand spanking new, and if those of you that have real estate agents are looking to do this, this is what you suggest to them to do week 1. Because the last thing you want your real estate agents to do is create everything in one day, never touch it again. That'll tank your Google listing. It'll tank the results. So you want to make sure that they do it over time because what it shows Google is like, hey, thank you. You are actually managing this profile instead of you put it all together and for the next 4 weeks, I don't even hear from you. You don't do an update. You don't add anything. You don't update a bio. You don't add images. You don't add video. So you want to do it in a systematic way so it knows you're managing. Okay. So you claimed your profile week 1. Week 2, you want to optimize your Google My Business for local search, weeks 2 through 4. So now you need to start looking at photos and videos. Me and Mitch were talking earlier, photos and videos. Guess what? Brand Studio has a creative builder. You can create all of those topic of the century, where you can pick all those little videos, short little ones, and then add the slate at the end. We did that last week where you add that last slate to make sure your contact information shows on the last slate. There's probably 50, 60, 70 of those if you take the time to look. So you can create those. Now, the thing is, if you create those, you don't want to put them all up at the same time. So, like I was telling Mitch, if he's got, let's say, 40 of them, like, okay, suggested I do a 1 or 2 videos a week, 40. Technically, if I do two a week, 2 videos a week, and I upload them, that's 8. And I have 45 months of videos I have to show Google that, hey, I am consistently adding a video over time. And Brand Studio has hundreds of photos. So Google says, hey, you need to upload pictures. So Mitch may decide, hey, I can add 1 or 2 or 3 pictures a week. And if it has 100, that could probably last me almost a year. Little by little, I upload picture. One day I may upload 2, maybe wait 3, 4 days, upload 1. Then maybe wait a day, I upload a video. So what is showing to Google, to the Google bots, and Google says, hey, Mitt, Shanna, Cindy, Jerry, these guys are managing their profile. They are consistently going in, they're adding an update, they're adding content, they're adding service, they're adding description. And you know what? I want to show them higher in the ranking over everybody else that is not doing anything with their Google listing. So everybody else that you know, even if they're on a huge team or a big team that you're competing against, if they're not updating a Google profile consistently in the age of AI, their rankings will drop over you because you're managing your business. Okay, so what it says is high quality visuals help prospects understand your offerings and encourage engagement. So Google states that you can show customers what you offer and tell the story of your business with photos and videos. So this link right here, and I'm going to put this document in the chat. Let me make sure, let me just put it now so you guys can have it before I forget. Where is my chat? Uh, Chat. There you are. And I need uh, Google Roadmap. And I'm going to put this in here for now. Okay. Okay. So I don't have to worry about that. That's in there. So this is a reference point to go. So what it's doing, it says upload professional photos of your office. So let's say Cindy, she has an office in Porterville. She should take pictures of the outside, the inside, the hallway, the lobby, the front reception area, each of the pictures in the different offices that she has. All of that to show people like, oh wow, okay, this is her business. That is works. All of those office pictures, team pictures, every time she has a training with her agents, one-on-one, group training, sales meeting, boom, pictures are going to go up. Shows my team, my business. Every time there's a tour or walk, showing, and you're taking pictures, all of those pictures should go into Google. Every time she's doing a video, talking about a video, all of those should also go into Google. Okay. Post walkthrough videos, like I said, videos of listings and neighborhood tours should go in there because what is showing is your Google and your customers that you're an expert. Okay. And then update photos regularly, monthly to signal that your business is still active. This is the huge one. A lot of people have a Google listing and they don't update it regularly. And so it's not selling Google that your business is active. So a lot of people wonder, why is my listing not showing? Well, you're not doing anything with it. That's why. Post, use the Google Post to share new listings. Now, I was talking to Mitch earlier before you all came on. So I did, I'm going to share, a GPT with you in a little while. And basically, I put an entire GPT to help you analyze your Google business listing, tell you what you need to fix, and you can use the GPT machine to help you create the content that you need for your webs for your Google listing. It's actually pretty cool. Hopefully, you guys are using, give me some feedback and see what I need to get it updated. But this is what we need to do. Post. Also, include a call to action, such as a contact us or book an appointment. A while back, we did a training on Google Booking Calendar. If you don't have some kind of book an appointment that shows appointment dates available to you, I would, instead of paying, I would learn about Google's Booking Calendar, which is free. And the cool thing about that is anytime somebody selects an appointment, it goes right into your Google Calendar, which actually goes right into your Moxie Calendar, which is actually pretty cool. So if you guys want to learn more, let me know. Then there's a Q&A section inside Google that most people don't even realize. So what you want to do is you want to find common question. Do you work with first-time home buyers? And then, of course, you're going to answer that question because these are common questions somebody might ask. Okay. Big one, reviews. Cannot, cannot say enough about reviews. Reviews have always been king, no matter where you talk. Yelp, Google, wherever you want to go, Google reviews always. So make sure you stay on top of your reviews. And like Mitch and I were talking earlier, in brand Real Satisfied, when you get reviews, you can actually download the reviews as an image in JPEG. Download those as you get them and upload them into your Google listing. Okay. So like I said, encourage satisfied clients to leave a detailed review and mention, if they do, mention the neighborhood or the property type because that's a keyword. So it'd be like me saying, you know what, Mitch was great. He showed us some great homes in Northwest Visalia. Northwest Visalia becomes a keyword. He was helping us with a single family residence, single story. Well, single family residence, single story becomes a keyword. So all of that data, if somebody searches Google's AI search, Google goes and reads all of that information and uses this to show you instead of, oh, Mitch was great. Well, yeah, you got to review, but that's not going to help you with anything. So you got to figure out, how do I communicate to my clients and asking very specific on how to write the review. You want to make sure you keep your hours and information. Now, please don't put open 24 hours because you guys ain't open 24 hours. Please don't do that. Put your realistic hours, because I will tell you one thing. In my business, Google listing for my web design company, I work till 5, and trust me, people will call or text me at 8 o'clock at night. But you want to put a realistic hours. If you go to church on Sundays and you don't get done, maybe go to church, have lunch with the family. Okay, you know, by 1 o'clock we get done and I have some time. Then put 1 to 5. Most people are going to understand. Oh, we open at 1. Oh, they're available 1 to 5. Maybe they could probably go to church. So it's understandable. You don't want to put 24/7 because you're not going to pick up the phone 24/7. And I'm going to tell you why, because there's a new update that happened in the Google listing where you can actually, it is highly, highly recommended you put your cell phone number so a client can text you. Okay. So main thing, consistency. So wherever any of you have your Google listing, please ensure that your name, address, phone number, we call it NAP, which is NAP, is consistent. So your name, address, phone number needs to be consistent across all directories, social profiles, real estate platforms. 100%. If you're going to do 559, let's say my office number 559-733-9696, great. When you do a listing or a directory, don't put 559.733.9696, or don't do 559 with a parentheses bracket 733 dash set. I forgot my phone number. Don't do that. It syncs the 3 different numbers. Okay, so what you want to do is, if you start putting your phone number straight, 559-733-9696, no dots, hyphens, anything like that, then put that everywhere else. The address is the same thing. Do not do Suite A, STA, and then somewhere else you do a listing, SUITA. Not the same. In AI world, it's 2 different listings. It'll assume like, not sure if it's the same or is it 2 different ones, and it's not going to treat it. So you 100, I'm telling you right now, 100% exactly how you spell your name, exactly how you put your address, and exactly how you put your phone number should be consistent everywhere else that you do it. Facebook, Yelp, Realtor.com, Zillow, local chamber, everything should be all consistent. Okay, you guys good?
Okay.
Okay. Then you got building ongoing through your website and content. Optimize your website, demonstrate experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. A lot of people have reached out to me and said, hey, Bob, I need to create a blog. And I'm like, please do not ask me to help you. Reason why, everybody has great intentions. I can't even get them to log into their Engage account once a week. lo and behold, they're gonna manage a blog item every other day. Not gonna work. I know realtors, trust me, not gonna happen. So what you do is you demonstrate experience, expertise, authority, and trust on your Google listing. Do it on there because Google has a section called post, which is like a blog post. Put it on Google because if you put it on Google, it'll index on Google because it's on Google. Then you put it on your website and you're not managing your website, you're not updating it. Google's not going to crawl it and it's not going to catalog that information that you just did an update. So I had somebody reach out last week and I told him, he asked me he wanted to create a website. I said, for what? And he told me, I said, you don't need a website. And he got kind of upset because he goes, you don't want to build me a website. I said, I don't want your money because you don't need a website at the moment. You don't even have a Google listing. Website takes 6 months to 9 months to fully index. Your Google listing indexes in 24 hours. So think about it. It's already on Google. It's like, oh my God, Google already knows I exist. If I create a website, it doesn't because I'm not going to manage it. I'm not going to update it. So for most people, I've had dog groomers I've done business with. They don't even have a website. And I told them not to create a website because they'll never manage it. I said, but two things you can do. You can upload pictures of every dog grooming you do, and you can reply to every review. It shows Google they're active. They're not 100% doing everything they're supposed to do, but at least they're active in those two fields. It's enough to Google says thank you. They get about 4,000 visitors a month. So imagine they're doing something right because they're active. Okay, so we leave that alone. Build local backlinks if you can. So basically, easiest way to do that is figure out if you have partner vendors. Hey, can we put my business listing on your website, and I'm going to create a vendor page on my website and do the same thing for you. Oh, I'm going to create a blog post. I need content about your business because on Google, I'm going to create a blog post about home inspection. And I'm going to reference it with a link to learn more to your website. Would that be okay? And get a reciprocal link back from you. You could do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to skip on the analytics. Okay. Then preparing your content for Google AI search experience. So what happens is Google's AI search overviews the AI mode aims to surface concise, authoritative content. So it's no longer I'm just going to put stuff up and stuff it with keywords. Doesn't work no more. It's like, okay, I need an article and it's got to be written very good before I put it up. So we got to provide proper content. Um, Google also advises focusing on visitors and delivering unique, non-commodity content that answers their question. So if you're putting content, make it content that people have asked you over and over and over again and says, you know what? Ask the question in your post and answer it. Did you know for first-time home buyers, you can buy a home at 3% down? Whatever it is, I'm just making stuff up. And then put in the sequence and what you would do. Okay. Or explain the buying selling process in clear steps. That's something you can do. Offer local insider knowledge. Hey, let's talk about the schools in Clovis. Let's talk about the community amenities for this subdivision. Hey, let's talk about future developments that are happening in Clovis. This all tells Google that, wow, you must be an expert in your area because you're not just posting just listed, 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 just sold, just listed, just sold. You're providing content. Okay, we're going to script through some of this high quality stuff. So, according to research by First Stage, appearing in authoritative lists and having notable awards accreditation signifies increased likelihood of being recognized by AI's first search engine. So, authority list having notable accreditation, increasingly likelihood to be recommended. So you'll highlight your Century 21 Award designation, top producer, and also local recognitions on your website. Google My Business. Seek inclusion. Best realtor in Los Angeles list or local rankings. Okay. Encourage and leverage reviews. Can't emphasize reviews enough. Most of you have hundreds of reviews and I don't see them most of the time anywhere. Put them on your Google, put them on your Facebook, Yelp, etc. The ongoing maintenance is what most people fall back. They don't do check-ins monthly and analyze their Google listing. They don't do quarterly updates, refresh their website, update market content, remove outdated content, and then review AI results. They don't do that. So it's hard. There's a lot of things in Google, but one of the things in this PDF you guys are going to see on the last page, I put a little screenshot of Meet Page AI, Meet Page. This is a software that I use for my business and for Jordan Link. And this software, there's a link right at the bottom and a QR code actually manages the brokerage Google My Business listing 100%. I just go in once a week and give it more pictures or more content. But if you're looking for something different, because it also goes through about 50 different directories on the web and actually syncs your name, address, and phone number and make sure they're all consistently matched. If you provide the photos that it's asking for, it'll actually post to Instagram and YouTube for you on the calendar schedule that Google recommends. It'll automate your Google My Business listing. So it's down in here. So let me get back to here. So if you have never created a Google My Business listing, you would go to business.google.com. And since I am logged in, that really doesn't work very well. So let me go back to find a page, incognito. So you would come here. This is where you would go if your agents wanted to create a Google My Business listing. This page has already changed. And it says stand out on Google with a pre-profile. So what you do is you hit start now and you log into your Gmail account. So which one have I not used? Well, this is probably not going to work. Let me try this one. And continue. Hopefully I don't have, there you go. Now it says set a home address. Your home and work addresses are used to personalize your experience. You can change or remove this at any time in your Google account. That's what it's asking to set. So your home address would be, let's say, 73. Basically, your home address is your business address. Yeah, if I can type West Whitendale. I'm gonna go save, and it's gonna ask me for a business name, and then I'm gonna go through the steps and follow the steps one by one by one. I'm going to show you what the steps are, but you need to follow these steps. And wherever there's a verification, if it says send a text code, put it in. If it says, hey, I'm going to need a video from you, great, no problem. Give it a video. One of the things that I do recommend with 99% of the agents, especially if you have a huge brokerage, is have the agents not put your business address. They can put your business address, but there's a section in there that says business customers don't come to me. The reason you do that because most agents are not in the building. So clients come walking in the front door. Oh, I haven't seen him in a month. Okay. So typically what I do for my web design company, I put my home address because I don't have a physical location, but I told it that I service clients at their location. I either meet them at a coffee shop, I meet them at their location, I don't physically meet them at my office, but I use my home address so it doesn't show the physical address. So once you set up your Google profile, it'll be like this. Once it's set up, this is what it would look like on Google My Business. When you pull up your listing and you're signed into your Gmail account, this is what it would show. First thing you look at, if you look at her profile right now, Anita, forgive me if I'm going to throw you under the bus. Her profile says it's not complete. Add business hours, describe your business, and add a storefront photo. So it's telling her right now if she was to do that, that's what she needs to update. But we're going to go to edit profile. There's things we have to understand. The name, super important. You want to make sure you have it. She has two categories. Primary is real estate agent, secondary is commercial agent. Okay, there's no opening date, there's no description. If I hit that button on the description, it's 750 characters of a optimized description for Google and your clients to know who are you, what services do you offer, what do you do, because this profile is going to start tanking because it's not been updated. Plus, she's not managing it. So this profile is never going to get any love from Google. It's like, hey, you're there. Okay. So this is where you want to make sure that you fill in this description. There's an opening date. If you have an opening date, do it. You have your contact number. This is a new feature that they added was chat. Basically, if you click that chat button, you decide if you want a text message or if you want to use WhatsApp and the phone number. What happens is on your Google listing now, because you say, hey, I'm a legitimate business, and if a client wants to talk to me, they're welcome to text me. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to make sure that you fill in every single field because at the end of the day, you are a business. So this is where you put in the chatbot, put it right in here, and you only have two options. Which one do you want to use? So that's chat, super important. Then you got to put in your website address, super important. The new feature that they added now is social profile. So on your Google listing now, you can add LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram profile. So all you do is select, let's say LinkedIn, and give it the web address to your LinkedIn profile. If you have any of these, it is highly 100% recommended you put the URLs. You're not doing anything else. You just say, here's a link to my LinkedIn account. Here's a link to my Instagram, to my TikTok, to my Twitter account. You put in the links if you have them right there. Okay, so you add these. These are super important also because it provides social signals. Then location and area. So business location. If customers visit your business, add the address. Remember I told you you could turn it off. So when you turn this off, it on her profile, it doesn't show a physical location. That's why on my profile, I put my home address and only I can see it. On the customers, it just shows a radius in a semi-geographical location where my business is located, but doesn't physically show my address. Because me, being who I am, I don't have clients visit me. Some realtors, if they're working from home and stuff, say, hey, I only go to the office like once a week, but then don't show the office address. It still knows you're in that particular geographical location. It still knows that. It's not going to hurt you. What's going to hurt you is if you put an address and you're not there, especially if somebody ends up visiting you and says, oh, well, I went to see Mitts and they said that he hasn't been in the office in a month and leaves you a negative review. So this is where you can put that. And this, honestly, guys, it really helps because Google says, let's say Cindy Fernandez team in Porterville, and all of her agents do this and they all go home and they all have the same exact address. Google's going to say, hold on, I can't have 13 businesses all at the same address. And they're all exact, no suite A, suite B, floor two. They're all the same address. Google says, not going to happen. They're going to ding them all. So if you're a business, I recommend if you're a business, I tell my agents, if you're a business, you have your brokerage address, and then every other agent should be doing this and not show your physical address. Or put this office address and just click this and turn it off. Because you guys know your clients. If anybody searches you, ain't going to show up at your office. They're going to call you first. And you tell them, hey, why don't we meet at our office? I'll text you my address. That saves that issue right there. So you turn it off. Then you want to put in your service markets. What cities areas do you service? Business hours, she doesn't have any, so she got to put in her business hours. What is she working? When is she open? She needs to add that. Then there's then there's also, besides the regular hours, you can decide, hey, you know what? I take my lunch between this time and that time. Oops. Where did I go? Phone. Oh, here. So this is where you can decide I'm open from, let's say, 8 to 5, but we're closed for lunch between 12 and 1. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're closed for lunch, you're closed for lunch. You can put those because you're treating like a regular business. Because the last thing you want to do, if it was you as a customer, walk to a business, they say they're open from 8 to 5, and you walk up and they're closed at noon for lunch. You're like, well, they didn't even say that on their Google profile, for God's sake. Why didn't they list it? So, me, I'm looking at real estate agents. Why didn't you list it that you're not open from this time or you're never at the office? Okay. Then from the office, this section is super important. Every field, if it's possible, you got it. It says from the business. You got to do these. Are you identified as Asian owned, Black owned, disabled, indigenous, Latino owned? Do you identify with the LGBT owned, identify as veteran owned, or woman owned? Cindy would be woman owned and Latino owned. Okay. And then you go to the next section, crowd. Do you? That's up to you to decide how you want to do this. Is your business friendly? Planning. Do you require appointments? Yes or no? If you do, you hit yes. I want them to call me ahead of time before they just show up. So when I set mine to that my home address, not to show the address, I put yes, appointments are required. I want them to think that, man, he might be probably busy. Maybe if he doesn't pick up right away, that's probably why he said on there, appointments required. Then service options. After planning, which says appointments required, you got service options. They're right here. Do you offer online appointments? If you do, yes. So that if you set up your Google booking calendar, you go, yep, they can go right to my calendar and they can book an appointment. Do you provide assistance in sign language, Arabic, Cantonese, English, Filipino? And you want to check these. All of these different languages. Do you, especially if you have in your office, you have somebody that speaks those languages, put those in there. So this is all your business information, all in a nutshell you want to do. That's just this one piece. Then you want to read your reviews, and what you want to do is you want to make sure if does she have any? Does she have any reviews? Shame, I need to call her. Okay, she doesn't have any reviews. Shame on her, but she's not very active at the moment, so it's okay. One of the things that they updated is when you go to reviews, there's an option that says get more reviews. When you click that, Google just introduced where now you can download this QR code. That'll lead customers right to your Google review section. So if you save this image or open it and scan it, it'll go to Anita's review page. So just download that, put it on all your marketing. Please leave a review on Google. Boom. And put that QR code in. It'll land the customers right on your business review where they can just select 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever it is, put in the review and post. Really cool. Here's the link to your review. And then if you want to email it, send it via WhatsApp or post it on Facebook. You just click those links. So if I wanted to email it, I would just click that. And it'll open up my email and there's the link right there. So that's a cool thing that they did a little while ago. That's that one. Photos. You come into photos and you start adding pictures. Like I said, you got to start adding pictures. You got tons of pictures in Brand Studio. You have tons of meetings, office location, front of the office, back of the office, your lobby, reception area, everything. You need to, over time, start putting all of those in there. Especially, and if you have a sales meeting or a team meeting or something and you took like 10 pictures, put them up today because they were all done today. But everything else, try to spread them out as much as you can. Post. This is where you create post. Basically, what you do is go new and they change it. So is it an update, like a post? Is it an offer? Am I offering something? Free home valuation. That's an offer. It's a home valuation. Home buyer's guide. That's an offer. Technically, it's an offer. I'm offering a service. Then you says, this is the catch. Up to 1,500 characters. So most of you are like, man, can I just put 2 sentences in here? Yeah, I know, some of you guys. No, up to 1,500. Then add a picture. When does this offer start? Time, end. And do you have any terms, coupons, or links to redeem? So you can actually put offers here. It's really cool. Now, the other thing is if you don't have any and you're involved in a community a lot, I would highly recommend use the event. You can post every event that's happening in Porterville, Fresno, Clovis that you might be attending or you like, post it and share it. Get the picture, put the title, put the description, when it starts, when it ends, and add a link to that nonprofit site to register for the 4K, 2K, whatever it is. If you like it, says, hey, Mitt, I know you're doing a 4K run next weekend. Do you mind if I promote it on my Google listing? Miss is like, sure, knock yourself out. Great. Boom. Now I got an update. So you can create You can offer and you can put events. Just a lot of content. A lot of content. Okay, we're going to cancel that one. Performance will show you, do you have any calls? Do you have any bookings? And anybody click on your website? That's what it'll show you, and you can filter down on dates. Actually, pretty cool. If you want to advertise, we'll skip that one. This is where you edit products. If you had any products, so posting is one thing. Products is where you're going to put a product. So let's say Anita's going to get started. Whew, we're going to get started. Transform your product images with AI. Perfect. What's the product name? What category does it fall under? You can create a category. So, like I said, example, dining tables, headphones, shoes, because they've really updated this. So you have to figure out, okay, is it categories related to home buying? And maybe you're going to create categories for home selling product. I don't know what product real estate agents would put, but I'm just telling you the options here. Then you would put a price. If it's free, it's up to you. The description up to 1,000 characters. And is there a landing page for that? Is there a URL to that page? You put it here and you select a photo. So some of you businesses, now services, this is where it's key. If you notice, she said she's a real estate agent. These are the current listing services that she put: buyer, seller, buying agent services, commercial property. These were the previous. And under commercial, she doesn't have any categories. But if you notice, if I go to edit, this is what she has. You can undo a do.
Hmm.
Buying sales, commercial property sales, first time home buyer, foreclosed property sales, luxury home. See, most people are not scattered all the way through all of these different fields. So seller, agent, realtor, buyer, buyer and selling, undo that. So let's say I'm just going to undo that. Then I can save it. Once you have updated your categories and add them, if you notice here, this is where you can click on each one and put a description up to 300 characters. Up to 300 characters only. So the ideal part is you got buyer services, there's no price. Great. This description over time shouldn't stay the same description for the last 5 years. Should go in and update it every once in a while. So you could use AI. It says, hey, if I give you some content, can you respin it or regurgitate it or rewrite it in AEO? So what I'm saying is AEO format. You're telling Google to write it in AEO. I'm going to cancel this. But AEO means is Ask Engine Optimize. So AI will understand that you're asking for content. AEO, it'll rewrite the content that is optimized for AI search, not Google search. AI search. So just put in, hey, can you create me a blog post or content? Or I'm going to start posting content for the Google services that I have. I need you to rewrite each of them in an AEO optimized format. And then all you do is post, it'll rewrite it, paste it, replace it, paste the next one, it'll rewrite it, paste the next one, rewrite it, put it back into your Google profile. Does that make sense, Mitch?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you use AI search to do that. Optimize all of these. Then you got bookings. If you have a booking calendar, you can put it right here. It says add a link to your booking calendar. Super important. If you have a booking calendar, use it. If you don't, set up the Google booking calendar. It's really easy to do. Don't remember the booking calendar. Where are you? Copy. I just put the link in your chat. It'll take you here. Workspace.google.com/ you don't have to worry. I put the link in your chat in the chat. So basically what happens is you go in here and you get started and you create a booking calendar. Then you can add that booking calendar to your website and add the link onto your Google profile. So there's a little button that says book an appointment. Now they can book an appointment. Okay. Booking the calendar. There you go. Q&A. There's no Q&As in here right now. You can ask a question You ask a question that a customer would ask and then post it, then go back in and put the reply. So what you want to do is, hey, go AI, I'm a real estate agent in Fresno, Clovis, California. What kind of questions are most people asking when they buy a home? Or what are the most commonly asked questions? So if you um, buying a, let's say I put in buying a home in Fresno. Okay, normal search. How many of you guys people pay attention to what it says below? People also asked. Every time you do a search, there's a section at the bottom of the Google search that says, well, people also asked this. So what is a good salary for Fresno, California? Is Fresno a good place to invest in real estate? What are some issues in Fresno? And then if you notice, this is the data. So this is a question. So now you're like, huh, so I got some questions. Now I can come up with an answer to put to those questions. That's what it's looking for when it's coming in here. Okay, so let me just put test question. Let's see if it does it. Too short. Okay, so let's put Fresno, a good place to buy real estate. Um, Post. Done. Okay, answer. Now I'm going to put in the answer. So then on your Google listing, it's going to show, sorry, Jerry, I had to turn the video. I was getting all dizzy watching you. So I am going to now, once you put in a question, it gives you the spot to put in the answer. Now you give it the answer. So you put in Q&As, most commonly asked questions your clients put it into your Google listing. Okay, we're gonna get out of that one. And then of course we went over ask for reviews. Down at the bottom, it says, do you have any updates? July performance report is ready. Complete your profile and then get notice, unlock insights, and all of this other stuff. So we are going to skip over to my favorite part. So I am going to go to my chat account, find what the heck I've been working on here. We are going to use 50. That's the one. That's the one. I am going to copy this link, put it into the chat. So you guys got a link in chat to this Google My Business listing optimization. You guys with me? Save that link. Trust me, it might save your life. And if you get a bunch of leads, I want a referral. Just joking. Everybody's all silent. So I am going to open up here. You can see Safari.
Yes.
Okay. So because I'm already signed into the other account, I'm going to paste that link that I just shared with you on chat. Here it is. I'm going to say, hey, analyze my Google business profile. That's what you're going to do. So Cindy's going to punch this in. It says, hey, I'd be happy to help optimize your search rank. Can you please share your link to your Google business profile or your business URL so I can review? So what you basically do is go to maps.google. And we are going to go to Cindy Fernandez group. This is her profile. I'm going to copy that link. Okay, and then we're going to go back to here. And I am going to paste her link. And now we're going to wait. So it's analyzing her profile. Let me know when you're ready. I'm excited to help you your profile stand out. Like, oh my God, Cindy, check it out. Okay, so it says I'll need to review key visible elements such as business name categories. Okay, great, great, great. Since I can't crawl the profile directly from your business section, once I have this information, so you want your It's going to ask for information. And then what you do is you punch it in here. And then it's going to start helping you optimize your Google listing. Because you got to tell it what it is. Sometimes it'll crawl that Google profile, sometimes it won't. So since please share. So I'll need to review key. So business name, category, service, punch it in. Okay. Your description, punch it. Here's my description. Okay. Then you're going to give it your current business description, primary categories, your service market, photos, videos, any FAQs, brand voice, and punch it in here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You're giving it your content from your Google listing because sometimes it'll crawl it, and for some reason, sometimes it just not crawl a Google listing, which is kind of ironic. But let me try it one more time. I don't think it'll show it on Safari, but here, let me see if I'll go to share, copy this, and see if it'll do that one. Try this link. So we'll see what it does. Due to a temporary error. So there's an error, so it can't properly index it. I tried it this morning and it worked on mine, so maybe there's just something going on. But what you're going to do is give it all the information, and then eventually, once it has your data, because this chat, you can go on and on and on, you can start asking it for content. Hey, here, create me an update. Create me, I have 6 services. Here they are. Can you give me a description up to 300 characters? And it'll do it for you. So hopefully this training helped. Does anybody have any questions? Please let me know. Do you have any questions, anybody? Let me unmute everybody.
Real quick, Bob. The
Yeah.
one that caught my attention is when you talked about removing stuff, like just like outdated things or something like that, or
Yeah.
things that are just maybe
On your
old
website.
on your website. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, because if you have updated content, remove it. Because your website should be ever evolving.
Okay,
If the relevant content is not relevant no more, remove it. Add new content. Your bio's not relevant no more because you've added other categories, other services. Update your bio, remove the old one, put in a new bio. It's say the Google saying, hey, you are look like you're really taking care of your business. It's like if you go into a particular auto parts store, let's say Mitz, and it's never changed in 30 years.
okay.
You ain't never gonna stop. Same product, same shelf, no new product, no new services. After a while, you're like, oh, they done all that and they don't have what I need no more. Times are changing. So your website's the same way. You got it. There's always new things coming up, new services coming up, new descriptions on how we're doing it, because we take care of our clients even in the world of AI and search. We offer virtual presentations now, where in the old days we would have them printed. All of that stuff is changing. I mean, things have changed in technology for real estate over the last 13 years drastically, but we keep keeping our website content the same.
Shoot, I think in AI it's changed a lot just in the last 6 months.
Right. So we have to
Yeah.
relay our content. And the big thing on posts, if you really want to grow on Google, is write about everything else. If it's, hey, curb appeal, write a blog post about curb appeal. Write a blog post about winterizing your home, tips to do this and tips to do that. Hey, if you get a leaky faucet, do you know how to repair that without spending a lot of money? Stuff like that. What happens is you're showing your client that you're an expert. I was showing Mitch a while back. I wrote a post on curb appeal.
Oh yeah.
It had almost 40,000 views on curb appeal. Like holy Moses! And I was telling Mitch earlier, I got a mortgage lender from back east called me and said, "Hey, your blog post on this content is like one of the highest that I've seen. And can I write a blog article for you for your brokerage?" I'm like, "Sure, send it over." He's a mortgage officer. So your website does get content if it's created right. But this is right now your number one thing in the world of AI is this, because Google, whenever somebody's searching in Google AI mode, right here, if I go for top realtor in Porterville, Watch what it does. Thinking is searching site. Look, Google Maps. Google Maps right there. Boom.
Yay!
Google Maps. It didn't go to Google. It didn't go anywhere else. It didn't go looking for a website. It went right to all the Google Map listings. That's why it's important. Don't worry about creating a blog post on your website. You know what? Heck that. I'll just create an update on my Google listing about landscaping, curb appeal, how to remodel a home, how to flip a home, how to do this, how to do a green scrape, how to do all that, because all of that content you're hoping if somebody searches for landscaping tips in Porterville, your website, should you show up? They're like, wow, she must be an expert. Maybe she has some good advice. Let me call her. See, this is how it pops up right there through Google, not your website or anything else, through your Google profile. Super, super, super important. So, if there's no other questions, you guys have an amazing day. You guys all know how to reach me. So, yes,
Cindy had a real quick question in the
yes,
text. Can you show us how to upload videos to YouTube?
to YouTube.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, so you go to YouTube. And let me go to,
Use the office one.
well, I'll just go to this way. It doesn't matter. So go to your profile, wherever you're at, go to your YouTube profile, whatever it is, it'll show your business name right here. You just go create, upload. Is that what you're asking, Cindy? That's it. You create, upload, go live, or create a post. But this is where you upload your video. And then what it does, when you click that, it says, okay, upload it. Once you upload it, it's going to ask you for the title, the description, the category it falls under, all of that. So let's say we're looking at this video. This is where you can put a description. See, up to 5,000 characters. See, and he's like, I don't have 5,000 characters of what to say. We got to figure out what to put in. So if you notice those influences in this section, they put links to everything that they're talking about. Hey, so if you're going to get this roof rack for here, in my comment section, there's links to where you can purchase this and you can purchase
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. So the same thing, this is where you utilize it. Then you figure out what playlist that am I going to put it to. If it's made for kids, and then you start optimizing it. So this is important and this is important. Your title, your description, what playlist, and then you go next, next, and you work your way to the end.
Should your description also use the AEO like setup like a question or just be a
Absolutely.
description?
You
Okay.
can you can put it in there and optimize it really good.
That doesn't roll off the tongue very well. AEO. It just doesn't sound like SEO or anything like that. Anyway,
Ask engine
yeah.
optimization.
Shanna's got a question. She said, can agents add their booking calendar to the brokerage profile?
Say that one more time. I unmuted you, everybody.
Oh, Shanna's still you're still muted, Shanna. There you go. Oh, why we're not hearing her?
I can't hear you.
Microphone not plugged in. Shoot us a chat. Oh, she said, can agents add their booking calendar to the brokerage profile?
Where on the brokerage profile? Like on their profile, like meet the agent section, our agents, and add a profile there, the link? I can't hear you. Not a bad thing I can't hear you, but I really want to hear you right now.
That's me.
That doesn't, let me try it again. No, it has to be your mic. Hey, Cindy, can you say something?
Yeah, I could say something. Good morning. I was just about to text you great information. It's always good to remind ourselves that we need to get back into the uploading stuff.
Well, also helps when you're number one in Porterville.
You know what? I was gonna hire because honestly, I was wanted to hire like was just looking virtual assistant to upload all my stuff because I have the content. Sometimes I just don't have the time to upload everything into all the platforms. And I know with the virtual assistant, I used to have one and they charge like $4 to $6 an hour.
Yeah, that I couldn't answer 'cause I've never used one.
Yeah. They're from the Philippines and they're great. They know all that.
Yeah. Shanna, I am so sorry. It's just you, girl. I don't know. It says the host had muted you. I unmuted you.
You know what I did change because you mentioned because a lot of the platforms that had 1055 was Morton, and on some of them I had Suite A. And so I went in there and I started putting everything Suite A so everything could kind of match. I never thought about that. And in my hours, on some of them I had from 8 to 8, on some of them I had 24 hours. So while
Right.
you were doing that, I was switching all my hours from 8 to 8.
Huh.
I didn't realize that they sync so they could try to figure out that these people are, it's not saying the right information.
Shanna, you have my cell phone number? Just give me a call. Okay. If there's nothing else, we are going to end this training because I want to make sure we stay on time. If you guys have any
Thank you.
questions, oh, you are
No,
so welcome.
thanks.
You guys give us a call, or you know what? If you can't get a hold of me, call Mitz.
We'll comment.
Yeah. Call Mitz.
Will
All
do.
right. Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.